Hi friend, welcome to or welcome back to Yoga Ball YouTube. And maybe you have already been joining us for Move Through May. If so, thank you very much. If this is all new to you, then welcome. We're nearly halfway through May now, can you believe that? I know I certainly can't. And Move Through May is just all about getting ourselves moving. We're at that midpoint between spring and summer, and we're really shaking off that winter hibernation. It's also really useful kind of series because we don't always have time for a full yoga practice, myself included. Sometimes we have our favorite shape of day, week, month, or just of our practices over the years. Sometimes there's a shape or an asana that we might think, I want to know a little bit more about that. How can that work for me? That's what it's all about. So today is Uttanasana. Sometimes that is called our forward fold or a deep forward fold. Ut is intense, but I don't want that to be off-putting. So of course the level of intensity is within your control and we never push or force. And tan is to stretch. So Uttanasana is this intense forward fold. But again, let's take the word intense maybe out of that because it can actually feel really quite relaxing. For me, it's really nice stretch out for my back, for the backs of my legs. And let's see how that can work for you. So you could just come straight up to stand. In classes, we often transition into Uttanasana through maybe Surya Namaskar, our sun salutation. Let's come onto our hands and knees into tabletop. And just ground ourselves there for a moment. See how that feels. You might have a little wiggle, cat-cow. Just connect with the breath. And a way that we can come into Uttanasana is through Adho Mukha Svanasana, our downward facing dog. So seat comes to the heels. And we lift our seat then to the sky. So find your downward dog. Perhaps your feet are about hip distance. And you can jump forward, you can step forward, you could take little steps forwards or bring the hands to meet the feet. And for me here, it's hip distance. We take a little breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're actively softening the knees to begin with, letting the spine round, the head be heavy. Backs of the hands might dangle to the earth, and you might just bend into one knee and the other. Having a little sway of the hips. Let the jaw be loose, the neck be long. And you could work on gently extending the legs, but if we fully extend, we're taking it into Ardha Uttanasana, or halfway. Ardha is this halfway point. So we take a couple of breaths there. It is a forward fold, it's an inversion, head below heart. So we don't want to spend too long there. Let's lift the gaze, come all the way up. Maybe roll the shoulders back. Step the feet to where is comfortable. And let's just find a breath or two in Tadasana. And if you ever experience any dizziness, or if you have high or low blood pressure, or any issues with the eyes, sometimes it's best not to go too deep into that or to stick to more of a halfway lift. But, I'm not a doctor, so you would need to speak to your doctor about those kind of things. I can just advise from a yoga standpoint. And sometimes a nice way is to roll ourselves down into our forward fold. So we start to tuck the chin to the chest, soften into the knees, and just let the spine drift down. Feet could be as wide as the mat. So we make the space that our body needs. Letting the head be heavy, the gaze might be between the legs. In yin yoga, we have a position that we call ragdoll, where we take hold of opposite elbows. And that can sometimes feel like there's this almost extra bit of weight that's just helping us to release the spine. We don't want to strain through the backs of the legs. And from here, it might be that we stepped back into a lunge or into our downward facing dog, and then down onto the knees to bring the seat to the heels. Let's pause and just catch our breath. And there are variations in a seated position of this as well. So if you were to sit in your seated Tadasana, I always say the seat is a little bit too low. I probably wouldn't want my knees above the line of my hips. But we could take the feet out a little bit wider and just let the torso drift down in between the legs. And that would be our seated version if we were working with chair yoga or adapting our practice. So I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of these asanas you'll find will link together, so you could try a few, pick your favorites, make yourself a little sequence. If you did enjoy it, then give us the little thumbs up, ask a question if you have one, we'll try our best to answer it. And Yoga Born YouTube is a completely free platform. We're trying to make it as accessible and inclusive as we can and spread it as far and wide as we can. And what really helps is if you hit that subscribe button. We will be back with more Move Through May, and we would love for you to join us. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now.